Hello physical science students, here's just a quick review on distance and displacement. So the distance that you take is the whole path that you take. In this picture is the red, and if you add it up, it is 4 plus 3, which is 7 meter. There's no direction, so your distance is simply the whole path that you take, okay? So in this case, it's equal to 7 meter. Now the displacement is just a straight line from the start to your end, okay? And in this case, the straight line happens to be 5. Now, why is it 5? Because if you have a diagonal line instead of a square, this is supposed to be a square, but they just drew it, at a tilted angle. You would use Pythagorean theorem. And remember, C is simply equal to the square root of A squared plus B squared. So C, which is all displacement here, is equal to the square root of 4 meter square plus 3 meter square. So C is equal to the square root of 4 times 4, which is 16 meter square, and 3 times 3, which is 9 meter square. So C is the square root of 25 meter square, and you guys know 5 times 5 equals 25. So we know the square root of 25 is 5 meter. And the direction in this case, if this was drawn technically with north up here, south here, and east over here, it will be northeast. Okay? So a displacement always have a length, its unit, and a direction. So let's quickly practice this. So this will be very similar to a basic question you might see on test and quiz. So pretend Mr. Wu traveled 4 meter north, that means 4 up, 6 to the west, 6 to the left, and 4 south. So I have to go up, to the left, and down. So I might want to start somewhere right here. So this is my start. And 4 meter up will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 6 meter west will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 meter south. And I end right there. So this is my end, and that's my start. So my distance is equal to the black path, which is in this case 4 meter plus 6 meter plus 4 meter. 4 plus 6 is 10 plus 4 is 14 meter. That's my distance, okay? And my displacement will be a arrow from the start to the end. So I know my answer is going to be going west because the north and south cancel out with each other. So all I have left is west. But how would I calculate this? Would I use Pythagorean theorem at all? And I don't. Because to do that equation, you need an up and a down, but and also a left and a right. Since we don't have an up and a down, we just have a left and a right, you don't need to use a theorem. You just count how far the distance is. So as we said, 4 north and 4 south cancel out with each other. This is a parallel line to that, so we know that is 6 meter. So in any example where your displacement is the line straight up and down, or a line that goes from left to right exactly, you do not need to use the equation. You just count the distance that you have and then add a direction. So in this case, it would be 6 meter, and since the arrow is pointing this way, it is to the west. So once again, if you have a straight line up or down or left to right, you do not use the equation. Here I have a different example, okay? So I have 6 feet south and 3 feet west. So I'm going down and to the left. So I might want to start up here as my start. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 6 feet. And 3 to the west. So I go 1, 2, 3. West is to the left if you're curious. So my distance is equal to 6 feet plus 3 feet. And let me go back and label that so that way you remember that, which is equal to simply 9 feet. That's my distance. What is my displacement? My displacement is going to be based on the equation, which is equal to the square root of the two sides of the triangle. Now, why do I use the equation? Because my displacement now is a diagonal line. So whenever you have a displacement that is not a straight up and down or left to right line, you have to use the equation. And it's equal to a squared plus b squared. You can pick a for height and b for the base or the width. That's fine. Doesn't matter which one you pick as a or b. But it'll be 6 feet square plus 3 feet square. So my displacement is the square root of 6 times 6, which is 36 feet square, plus 3 times 3, which is 9 feet square. So now we combine those terms. Displacement is equal to 36 plus 9, which is 45 feet square. So what is my displacement? I grab my calculator and I punch in 45 and square root, and it tells me 6.708. So we can just go with 6.701 roughly. The unit would be feet because every unit will be the same as the unit given in the direction. And what direction is my arrow? My arrow is going down, which is south, and it's going to the left, which is west. Okay. So whenever your displacement, that means the line from the beginning to the end in one line, beginning to end in one line, that's your displacement, is diagonal, you use the Pythagorean theorem, which is c equal to the square root of a square plus b square. And a could be the height, and b could be the base of just that red line, okay? Just the red line. With that, have a good day and good luck on the quiz.